Well guys, the goats are out, which isn't the norm. Hang on a minute, can you hold on? Thank you, dear.
Can say so.
We don't normally let the goats round the lake, but we had a, well, I think it was a full-on emergency. It's oh, I'm fuming. It's full-on clown season again, fully paid up clowns. So I was just down over here about half an hour ago. I don't know whether you can see the little white buckets. I'll continue in my Operation Banana Plantation, and I heard this noise, and I thought it's some heavy machinery. The next minute I could smell something quite strong, got a headache, and it triggered my asthma. So I walked up to some higher ground, and lo and behold, there's a drone man has appeared and was spraying God knows what along the side of the farm there. Not on our farm, but the other side of the road. And Toon says it's not weed killer, but he didn't spray all the rice. So they only planted rice about 2 or 3 days ago. So I don't know whether he's spraying weed killer along the boundary of his paddy or what. But regardless, anyway, even if it's not a weed killer, it can't be good for you, can it? Triggering asthma, giving you a headache, and I don't know whether you can see the it's not a chop on the water, but the ripple on the water going from right to left. And although he was flying quite low, of course it was coming straight over the goats, and not just over me, but over the goats. So I shouted to Toon, and I went full Usain Bolt as my lungs would take me, grabbed the goat herd and kicked him out here, trying to get him away from it. But he wasn't out there long, to be fair. It was probably about 20 minutes or so. But yeah, it just doesn't feel great. In the old Swede's throbbing a bit. Just can't believe it. So frustrating. And this is why we'll never ever be able to get certification for being organic. I mean, how can you when everywhere around sprays? Well, I mean, even the eucalyptus has been sprayed not too long ago. Why, I have no idea. A strimmer would be perfectly adequate, or just put a little tractor in between the rows. Jesus. And we forecast heavy rain. So we had heavy rain yesterday, forecast extra heavy rain today. You can hear the thunder in the background. I don't know whether the camera's picking it up or not. And yet the spray, well, there's the roll. I can see the darkness is coming. So I don't know, the spraying on areas that are already wet, you're going to get rain on top of it. How effective is that going to be? I don't know. Really don't know. It's like banging your head against a brick wall. Unfortunately, Toon ran out into the middle of it as well. I shouldn't have called her, because she's not been a well lass for the last couple of weeks, really. So she could have done without a lungful of that, whatever it is. Just you know, you try so hard to create something natural and healthy on your land. And this is the sort of thing we're battling against, guys. Not when I say we, I mean, you know, a lot of you are organic as well. You know, it's not just me and Toon trying to make a difference. We're not doing organic to sort of like try and sell anything at a higher premium. We're doing organic because it's the bare minimum we should be doing. We should be regenerating the flipping land, not just doing organic. Gutted. Lost enough goats in the past due to chemicals. What do you do, eh? Absolute pointless going up and asking them what they're spraying, because it's obviously damaging whatever it is. I mean, who's supposed to be policing this sort of thing? It's obviously not just in Thailand. I've spoken to a few people that this is, I wouldn't say it's the norm, but it's becoming more and more commonplace now. Death from above. You know, the higher it's sprayed, the further it travels. Well, we're talking about vapour, aren't we? Not fumes. Fumes is from a solid, so vapours are off liquids. I'm sure if you can smell it, it's actually entering you. Oh, some big cruising over there. Two things. Don't know what that is. It's not a minnow anyway. Oh, he's coming this way. Is he going to breach? Who knows? I think he spotted me ugly mugshot and is U-turning. I've seen a couple of chow prior patrolling around. It could be Pacu as well. Could be Mekong. Don't know. I don't think he's a Mekong. He's having a look along the margins here. You normally know if it's a walking catfish because they sort of go from side to side. They've got several whiskers, but they go like that, so they're easy to spot. Oh, he's just coming down here now, whatever it is. Where's he gone? He's dived. He's done a U-boat. Anyway, goats are safe. That's the main thing. I've done a moany video for ages, have I? It's good to cut loose a bit, isn't it? Hey, you're alright, Blackjack, ain't you? You got a smack the other day, not for being naughty. So, she got hit in the shoulder. She was off her front leg for a little while. She got a bit of a lump there. So she was in one of the VIP rooms for a few nights. Got a bit of an issue with Electra. You can see her pupils are dilated, and you can see by the... It's quite a bright day. They should have the little goat-esque eyes. Alright, sir, I was only going to look into your eyes, mate. Which you should never do, of course. But yeah, their eyes should be like that. Not like that. At night time, they're like that. Let as much light in as possible. So she's on medicated eye drops, trying to sort her out. Gypsy, still one of the most naughty goats we've got. Leigh, she's doing very well with her first kiddie, who's I have no idea where. So yeah, well, you can see this. We kept all this for an emergency. We didn't expect this sort of emergency, but there you go. So nasty spot is down there. Not that she's got a nasty spot. She's just well, it's why she's on her own. She's got no friends. She keeps on hitting everyone. So she's on the first to sell list if we can ever sell goats ever again. Yeah, lovely hidey. Nice and shiny hidey. Yeah. Farming, eh? Sorry about being a whingy old grumpy old man. I mean, I'm a grumpy old man anyway, generally speaking. Who isn't when you get over 50? But some things just tip you over the edge when you're passionate about something, and you can just see something and it just doesn't compute in my noggin. I still can't get my head round it. There's so many alternatives, you know, weed killers. There's stuff that you can vinegar based products. I'm not on about the vinegar that you have in your kitchen. I'll be honest, I don't know the difference in price, but you know, what's the long-term price, what we're doing to our topsoil in the world. And I am of the opinion, if the powers that be don't make a concerted effort to sort this sort of, I don't know, is it too over the top for me to say it's mindless? It's not stupidity, it's lack of education, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, you can even grow rice organically, for God's sake, you know, and you don't need organic alternatives. You just use your strimmer when the grass grows. Before it goes to seed, before your rice is what we call pregnant, you strim everything down. The rice overtakes the new growth on the rice outperforms the weeds. There you go, it's choked them out. You've got organic rice. I know, easier said than done. But there are ways and means, aren't there? And maybe if we don't start changing our ways and modern agriculture practices, I don't know what the future holds. I really don't. Well, what was supposed to be a lovely Saturday morning stroll around the lake with my trusty mug and coffee has turned into yet another whinge fest, guys. It's nothing to do with all this debris on here. Brought the goats out here yesterday just to clear the sides of the lake down a bit so we can see around the lake a little bit easier. And I was chopping these out. This is one thing that the goats don't eat. And I could smell something dead. I thought it was a snake or a rat or something like that. It wasn't. I'll see if I can find them. The dead snakehead and dead catfish floating in here. Oh, actually, I could see the snakehead over there. Hang on, straight ahead against the far bank. So it's a nice size. Probably a common snakehead, a striped snakehead, dead, and the baduk ui, the Thai native walking catfish. Yeah, and it's obviously from the chemicals. It's like there's no other reason that these two fish would be dead. I haven't walked all the way along here, but what's happening is now we're getting some regular rains. Of course, everywhere's growing very, very quickly with, you know, lush vegetation, and the guys want to obviously keep the weeds down to a minimum around their crops, and so they're spraying, and they're usually spraying in the mornings, and then the rains come in the afternoon. But some of these guys got such big farms, they spray and spray and spray right up until the point it starts raining and then stop. But I have witnessed a couple of times, well, more than that over the years, of people spraying in the rain. And of course, when we get the big rains, we get the runoff from these neighbouring farms, but not just neighbouring farms, they come from far and wide. So I don't know whether you can see over there, use the old pointy mug again, the guy in his orange wellies. Yeah, we'll get runoff all the way from there, so it comes through there, through the eucalyptus trees, and then through a huge drainage pipe. There's a big concrete pipe underneath the road. We've got two, and it washes straight into here. And I mean, I know it looks howling, guys. I was going to nip in there the other day to continue taking the hyacinth out as it's being pushed from the right there. I don't want it taken over down here again, so I've been hoiking it out, and some of it over this side. I was over the far side. I thought, oh, should I just nip in there? And I thought, oh, I'm not sure about the old chemical load in here. And now we can see the effects. Unfortunately, 2 days ago, we had well, fortunately we had a guy that's sold us some fish before. He turned up out the blue and had been driving around the villages selling his fingerlings, and he was like, do you want some bargains? We're like, oh, go on then. So we got 26 bags of fish, 26 bags of fish, all containing 100 fish or more in them, and we got for 1,500 baht, so it's about 58 baht a bag, something like that. So we bought about 20, and then which was enough to stock our ponds near the house, and then he gave us 6 free bags on top of that. Which is great, but we don't want to risk overstocking the ponds near the house, you know, oxygen and nitrate levels and all that sort of thing. So I put 2 bags of fish in here, didn't I? Carp and esoc. So I haven't seen any floating, but obviously these two fish died after that. Spotted them yesterday, so they've probably not made it. It's madness, isn't it? Absolute madness. Spraying in the rainy season when there's no let up in the rain. What is people thinking? Some people are quite dismissive about the use of chemicals, but come on guys, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? They kill things, not just weeds. They kill your soil, kill the flipping wildlife. I don't know. Where is it going to end, eh? Where is it going to end? Waterways are getting poisoned, topsoils are getting poisoned. It's infuriating to say the least. What can be done, eh? What can be done? Well, we know what can be done, but it won't get done, will it? Won't protect Mother Earth, will we? Gutted, absolutely gutted. These fish will have survived through the dry season, bury themselves in the mud. You know, we try to do this every year now, and then you get some plonker spraying flipping rain or just before the rain. Mindless. I better stop now. I'm getting a little bit agitated. On the way back, I'll show you some of our new fish in the ponds. Fish that haven't been poisoned. Here we go, we've started topping this one up. So we're pumping out of the pond here. As we're pumping out of here, the levels are still going higher here. I don't know why that's last to fill up, but once it's full, it stays full for over half a year. Right then, so in here we've got the Julian's Golden Prize carp, we've got a few grass carp, Esoc and Benai, which are the carp, koi, common carp and koi crosses. We've got a fair few in there. This has got more fish in here than any of the other ponds, mainly because it's the biggest. The smallest one over here has just got mainly tilapia in here, common tilapia. And we put a handful of other stuff in there. See how they get on. There's a couple of javas that got out of the lake which were quite small, just to see them. It's always hilarious when you drain the pond down after a year and the javas are about 2 kg, ridiculous size. I've not put anything in the crayfish pond there. We've still got some catler in there. We've got one really big catler. And a few Asian silver carp. They don't bother the crayfish at all. And then here, my special one, we got some tab tim, the old orange ones over there. They look like little goldfish. Cormorant will love them if he spots them. But they're growing nicely now. These have been in a few weeks now. They stay on the surface. It's a handful of grass carp, and then we've got some Gahor Thai, the Siamese giant carp. There's a few little tab tim coming there. Greedy so-and-sos. Water's starting to clear up nicely now. Don't really see the grass carp and the Siamese, so hopefully the cormorant hasn't had them. He has been in here a couple of times, but we've stepped up the frequency of checking the ponds, and yeah, he's done one again, so hopefully he won't be back for a while. Once the fish get to about a pound, he can't swallow them anyway. Yeah, so this is looking quite good. Loads and loads of snails. We left thousands in here. Lots of crabs as well, and lots of freshwater clams. We topped them up with a few extras. So yeah, these are safe, unless Drone Man comes back again in the high winds. Take care guys, and we'll see you again soon, eh?